Okay, so we are graphing our linear functions today. We've been writing them, we've been identifying our slope and our y-intercept. Today we're going to graph them. Okay, the first one we're going to graph, or the first type, is when they are in slope-intercept form. Okay, it says first write your equation in slope-intercept form. Well, all of these are already going to be in slope-intercept form. Graph the y-intercept. This is always point 0b. Remember, what's your y-intercept? The what value of the equation? The b. Okay? And then you use the slope of the line to create more points. Remember, slope is rise over run. Use a ruler or a straight edge, okay, to draw your line through the points. Placing an arrow at both ends because it goes on forever. Okay? So, our first thing, we need to make sure we're in the form y equals mx plus b. Are we in that form? Okay, so let's write out, what is my m? It's the x. It's your x's coefficient. -1. So, m is -1. Now, whenever we wrote our equations, I said you want to write your m as a whole number if possible. For slope purposes, for graphing purposes, we want to write our slope as a fraction because we want to see our rise value and our run value. Okay? So I'm going to write this. If it's a whole number, all whole numbers have a denominator of what? 1. So I can write this as -1/1. We good with that? For graphing purposes, you want to write your slope as a fraction. For writing the equation purposes, if possible, you would write it as a whole number. Okay, what is my b value? 5. Okay, we always begin with b. What letter does the word begin with? B. So we always begin with b. Always begin with your b. That is a y-intercept, so I'm going to go along which axis? The y-axis, and put a dot at 5. Okay, we good with that? You have to always begin on the y-axis. Begin with your b, which is your y-intercept. Your m, your slope, tells you how you move. Move begins with m. So your m tells you how you move from that beginning point. Okay, like I said, I always like to go up. So I am going to go up, but if it's a negative slope, I need to go up to the left because negative numbers are to the left. So from my beginning point, I'm going to go up 1, left 1. Put a point there. Up 1, left 1. Well, I ran out of room. So I can't keep going up to the left. What's the opposite of up to the left? Down to the right. Down 1, right 1. Put as many points as you can on this graph. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Use something as a straight edge. Use your calculator. Use your folder if you have a folder out. Use something as a straight edge. Draw your line through the points. Notice these points make a line. If you are doing it wrong and it doesn't make a line, then you're wrong. Okay, what should go at the end? Arrows at the end. Done. Okay. Now, just like last time, whenever we were writing our equation from the graph, we wanted to check. This time we're graphing from an equation. Can we check this as well? Yeah, so let's all go to our calculator. All go to our calculator and clear your memory. How do you clear the memory? Second plus 7, 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to go to y equals, and I'm going to type in -x plus 5. And hit graph. Do these graphs look the same? Yeah. Again, they don't look identical. This is a rectangle, this is a square, but they look really similar. And look, you can even count the hash marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does this hit the y-axis at 5? Yes, and it hits the x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does mine hit it at 5? Yeah, so I graphed it correctly. So guys, you can check these. Do we like that? Okay, what do we do to clear it out again? Second plus 7, 1, 2. Very good. Okay. Let's do the next one. Let's do number 2. Are we in the form y equals mx plus b? Yes, what's my m? And I want to write it as a fraction, so I'm going to do negative 3 over 1. And what's my b? Negative 1. So where do I bump up again? Negative 1. Always begin on the y-axis. That b is a y-intercept, so you begin on the y-axis. Again, I always go up. And if my slope is negative, I'm going to go to the left, up to the left. Up is positive, left is negative. So a positive divided by a negative gives you your negative slope. Okay? So up, 1, 2, 3, left 1, put a dot. Up, 1, 2, 3, left 1, put a dot. What's the opposite of up to the left? Down to the right. Down, 1, 2, 3, right 1. I can't go down 3 more because I ran out of room. So we're done with our points. Get your straight edge. Draw your line with your arrows. Okay, then what should we do? Check it on our calculator. Go to y equals and type in negative 3x minus 1. Negative 3x minus 1. Get in the habit of always checking yourself, guys. Graph it. And do those look the same? Yes, because we graphed it correctly. Okay, biggest mistakes is people do run over rise, okay, instead of rise over run. Or we go the wrong way. We make it a positive slope when it's negative, or we make it a negative slope when it's positive. Okay, so that's why graphing it on our calculator will catch those 2 small errors. Okay, we good? Okay, let's do number 3. What's my m? And notice, when I am saying my m, am I including the x? No, because slope is not x. Slope is x's coefficient when you are in slope-intercept form. What's my b? 2. So where am I going to begin? 2 on the y-axis. We always begin on the y-axis. Your b is a y-intercept. I always go up, so I'm going to go up 2. If this slope is positive, I go right, because positive numbers are to the right. Up 2, right 5. Well, I ran out of room, so what's opposite of up to the right? Down to the left, so down 2, left 5. And again, guys, when you draw your line after you've plotted your points, it should make a line, because we're doing linear functions, and linear functions, when graphed, make lines. So if yours is not making one nice straight line, you're doing something wrong. Good? Let's go to our calculator and graph it. How do we put that fraction in the calculator? Alpha y equals enter. Guys, you should all be doing this with me, because again, how do we become experts at the calculator? You use them every day. Practice it like I'm doing. Okay? Then graph it. And they match. We good? Do we think we're ready to do one on our own? We'll do one more together, and then we'll do one on our own. Let's look at number 4. What's my m on number 4? Negative 1/4. What is my b? So where am I going to begin? On the 3 on the y-axis. Very good. Now my slope is negative 1/4, so I go up 1. If it's a negative, I go left 4. Okay? So go up 1, left 4. And I ran out of room. I can't go up 1, left 4 again because I ran out of room. That would send me off the graph. So what's the opposite of up to the left? So I go down 1, right 4. Draw your line and put arrows at the end. Clear your calculator. Second plus 7, 1, 2. Clear your calculator. Go back to y equals, and I'm going to do negative. Again, how do I do the fraction? Alpha y equals, enter, 1/4 x plus 3. Graph it. Good? Do those look the same? Yeah. Okay, I want y'all to do number 6 on your own. Do number 6 on your own. Okay, let's look. I saw lots of good things. What's my M? What's my B? So I always begin with B, -5 on the y-axis. My M is up and to the left because it's negative. So up 3, left 2, up 3, left 2. Draw your line. Good? How do we feel? Okay-ish? Okay, let's look at number 7. Number 7 looks slightly different. What's my M? -4. So I'm going to write it as -4 over 1. Do I have a plus number out here to the side? No, so what's my B? 0. Anytime you don't have a constant, your constant is 0. So B is 0. So if I'm beginning at 0, that's at the origin. Good job. Begin at the origin. Begin with B. Okay? I always go up, and since it's a negative slope, I go to the left. So up 4, left 1. What's opposite of up to the left? Down 4, right 1. Draw your line. Okay, let's do number 9. Number 9 looks slightly different as well. Does this say y equals mx plus b? No, this says y equals b plus mx. I'm looking at 9, not 8. Okay, so this one has my terms flip-flopped. That's okay. Y is still by itself. So my constant is my b, and my coefficient of x is my m. Okay, y is still by itself, so I can still find my m and my b. Your m is your constant, your m is your coefficient of x, your b is your constant, even if the terms are flip-flopped. So where am I going to begin? 1. How do I move? Up 6, left 5. Oh, that brings me off the graph though, right? So I'm not going to go up 6. What's the opposite of up to the left? Down to the right. So down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. So guys, begin with B, move with M. Remember, M is rise over run. Okay, if you're positive, you go up to the right. If you're negative, you go up to the left. We good? Okay, now we're going to do some where you have to solve for y. These are not in slope-intercept form. Does anybody remember the form from last class, what this is called? When the x and the y are on the left and the constants on the right? Standard form. Good job. Standard form. So I need to solve this for y. Draw your line through the equals, circle y. What am I going to do? This is what we just took our quiz over. What am I going to do to get y by itself? Subtract what? Subtract the x. I want to get rid of the x term first. X minus x cancels out, and I get 3y equals negative x minus 3. Keep your y circled. What am I going to do next? Divide by, not y, just 3. Very good. Divide by 3. So I get y equals, if x doesn't have a coefficient in the numerator, it has an understood coefficient of 1. So what's negative 1 over 3? Negative 1/3 x. Very good. And negative 3 divided by 3? Negative 1. Don't ever just get rid of the constant unless it's like negative 3 plus 3. Okay, but when we're dividing, you have to have a value. Okay? So this is now in the form y equals mx plus b. So what's my m? Negative 1/3. And what's my b? So now this is exactly like what we did on the front. So where am I going to begin? negative 1. You move with your slope. Rise over run. If it's negative, I go up to the awake, Dominic? So up 1, left 3, up 1, left 3. What's the opposite of up to the left? Down 1, right 3, down 1, right 3. And draw your line. Guys, you want to use a straight edge because if you don't use a straight edge, you might not notice that you counted from one point to the next. Okay? We go with that? So this is putting together what we did last class with what we just did. You have to be able to solve for y, get it in slope-intercept form in order to find your m and your b to graph. Okay? So let's look at this next one. Draw your line through the equals, circle y. What am I going to do to get y by itself? Subtract x. Move the x term over first. What's x minus x? Drop down your negative y. Be careful, there's a minus in front of it. And what's the right side going to become? Okay, keep your y circled. What am I going to do next? This y has a coefficient of 1, negative 1. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. So the negative 1's cancel, and I get y equals. What's my x's coefficient in the numerator? Negative 1. What's negative 1 over negative 1? So they cancel, and I get x. What's negative 5 divided by negative 1? 5 plus 5. Good job. So my m is what? Negative, or are there any? Just 1. So we're 1. And what's my b? So where am I going to begin? Begin at 5 on the y-axis. Now if it's positive, I go up to the right. What's the opposite of up to the right? And graph your line. Good? Okay, we're going to do 2 more. 1 together, 1 on your own. Let's jump to 14. Draw your line through the equals and circle y. What am I going to do to get y by itself? Subtract 2x on both sides. So I get negative 4y equals what? Negative 2x plus 20. Circle your y. What am I going to do to get the y by itself? Divide everything by negative 4. And I get y equals, what's negative 2 divided by negative 4? Negative 2 divided by negative 4? 1/2. X. And then 20 divided by negative 5? Negative 4? Negative 5. Are we now in the form y equals mx plus b? Yes, so what's my m? 1/2. And what's my b? So where am I going to begin? And how do I move?
Up 1 to the right 2.
Up 1, right 2. Or what's opposite of up to the right? Down to the left. Remember, you can always go 2 ways from a point. Okay? Draw your line, and what must always go at the end of your line, guys? Arrows. Okay, I want you all doing number 15 on your own. Do number 15 on your own. Just, I want to leave the Bible like this. Here's your three pencils, I get one on the board. Three pencils, I lost the right. Okay, let's look. We need to solve this one for y. What am I going to do to get y by itself? Minus 2x on both sides. 2x minus 2x is gone. So drop down here 3y. Do I need to put 0? No. Okay. Circle your y. What do I get y by 3? And I get y equals negative 2/3 x. What's my m? Do I have a plus b out to the side? No, so what's my b? Because there isn't a b. Okay, so I'm going to begin at the origin. I'm going to move up 2, because I always go up, and if it's a negative, I go to the left. Up 2, left 3. Up 2, left 3. Or down 2, right 3. And draw your line. Good? Okay, so we are done for today. You can get